of
Oh,
shooting, editing, maybe directing. Which is your preference?
I would say shooting or directing.
Yeah, which one?
Yeah, right.
Oh, which one?
I'm sorry.
Directing.
Mhm.
That could be a lot of fun. That's because you're a visionary, you see?
I'm
Yeah.
directing with it. And everybody has talents too. It's like, I can edit, I can shoot, I could, but like where I think I shine is in the directing, part.
I can
Because I don't
appreciate
really
that.
like editing, but I can do it.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Really? I can,
It's tedious.
but
I like it and I can do it. I can do it. I think I'm pretty good too. I
yeah.
just it's the task of it sometimes can be tedious and I don't like to do
I guess it
it.
I guess it depends on how much footage for me, how much
Yes.
footage, how many cameras I'm working with, um, which makes the difference for me. But I love editing because
Yeah, some people do.
it's almost like music. It's a blank canvas. There's nothing there. Then all of a sudden you got footage from maybe two different angles, three angles, whatever it may be, and you have to make them interface with each other in a way that's either unique or that is in concert and that makes the whole thing just this lively
Oh.
thing. And I love it. I really
It's
like
one
it
of
a
the
lot.
funnest parts of it. I agree with you. I totally
But it can
agree.
be tedious though.
I think it's the tedious part that gets me. But at the same token, again, it depends on what it is, and it depends on how much pre planning I put into it. Because if I
Mhm.
go into it and I know what I'm gonna do, I know what I got, and so when I go to edit, I already know what I have. Then I'm fine with it.
Well,
Mhm.
you have asked me on a couple of occasions to let you know if I need help, and
Yes.
I'm so
If I say that now, that means I have a vision for it. If
see
I say
now
that means
now
it's
I
a
know that for sure.
yes.
But I guess I've been so hungry and maybe greedy, because I couldn't wait to get into the studio and the video studio to do stuff. Um, but I have to take you up on it because I truly believe that when it comes to artists, I don't like to tell another artist what to do too much. Now that's a part of directing, but I think it's
Mm-hmm.
just great when you can allow that artist to use their natural gifts and talents in the way that they like. You know, it to me it's just like if someone said sing the song a certain way, that might not be a bad idea, but it's great knowing you have the liberty to sing it the way you want to,
Right.
unless it's a difficult song. And the same thing for editing. If you have a vision or software effects or ideas of doing something with the image that I may not have created, and I'm trying to get you to do a specific thing, well, all that stuff I've never seen, I will never see.
Mhm.
So leave
Yeah.
her alone. Let her do her thing. Same thing when you've directed me in videos. Same thing when you say, I got it. I got it. Go ahead and do the show. I got the camera work. So Charles, go ahead and so I just get out my own way and get out
Mhm.
your way at the same time.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Yeah. That's part of that's a create when you are a creative like yourself and you do a lot of it. It's hard to kind of step away from that
Oh
part
my
too.
goodness, yes. Yes, yes. Carl, you got something for Miss Chris?
So I'm going to go back because I learned quite a few things in this brief moment that um, Sir Charles had did your promo bio
Oh, yes.
thingy. What happened with you with the radio? Radio stuff. Do you still do that?
Actually, I do.
Uh-huh. Well,
So, I
people need to
stopped.
know.
So what happened was I was a young whippersnapper and I was living my best life and I was doing my podcast, Can We Talk Radio? And then I became a mother
Mm-hmm.
and I stopped doing it.
Mm-hmm.
But and in 2022, I
Mm-hmm.
started doing my podcast again. I started a new podcast. It's called Introducing. And as a matter of fact, Sir Charles, when you talk about timing, when you asked me to do this, I was like, oh, sure. Because I'm actually going to be doing an episode tomorrow. I'm coming back. Yes. So introducing podcast is where, as I have evolved as a person, as a creative, um, in who I am, I started introducing the podcast, which is introducing new people, new things, and new ways of thinking. And so I started doing that myself. I produce it because that's what I do. So I produce and
Mm.
host my own podcast, and I did 2 seasons of that, and then I took a break because I was doing some other things like writing a book and and really starting my documentary. So I put that on hold, but everything is kind of coming back together. Everything is coming back together. So I actually will be relaunching or starting a new season of introducing podcast, and I'm going to be doing an episode tomorrow. So
What's the address
so if you can follow it on YouTube.
on YouTube? Okay.
Yes, on YouTube. And if you go to Only Greatness Media Production, if you look up Only Greatness Media Production,
Mm-hmm.
then you should see my channel. Hey, Mom. My mom is watching. Hey, Mommy.
Okay. Now, what's your book about?
Okay, my book is called Do the Work, Keep the Faith.
Do the work,
And
keep the faith. Go
Do the
ahead.
Work, Keep the Faith. Aligning with your authentic self. So I have been on a journey of writing this book for over almost a decade and a half. And um, I just finished, I actually just, before I jumped on here, divine timing again, before I jumped on here, the editors that I work with just sent me a copy of the manuscript. So I am so
You,
excited.
you're
It,
moving. Good. Good.
I am moving. It is going to
I
be
like to hear that.
it's going to be released at any moment now. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
really, 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 truly excited because it's the shift that is the natural shift that that's happening in my life.
Mm-hmm.
As a creative, from going into doing a lot of the things to more so into sharing and teaching the things that I've been learning
That
about
was my
life
next
and
question. Mm-hmm.
about creativity and things of that sort. So that's kind of where I am. I'm like transitioning at this
Mm-hmm.
period, transforming, I should say, at this period of my life.
I sure wish I'd known you was writing on your book. I would have been after you about getting that book out, girl. I wasn't
Oh,
really.
no, see, I didn't want to tell you. I didn't want to tell nobody because I didn't want nobody to pressure me.
That'll
Yeah,
mess up the book, right?
Right, it messed up the book.
it's
But
okay.
no,
But
everything happened when it's supposed to happen.
yes,
It
yes.
it was one of those things. It's like every time I picked it up to write it, and then I wouldn't get it done, I would say, okay, well, clearly I have more life to live or something else. And this time around, here we go. I'm about to be a solo published author.
There you go. Ain't nothing wrong with that. We got comments from your mom.
Yeah.
She's on. She says thanks. Okay, I'm on.
Oh, I
And
sent her the link. That's why.
and my sweetheart Sharon Parker. She's a mom video girl, 2025, and she also said only greatness media productions. She's excited about seeing that.
Yeah.
And Miss Parker got a lot to say. She said, "Hello, smart video girl. Love your creative journey."
Yes, hello, Miss Parker. I helped her podcast too. I do because I've done a lot of behind the scenes. Like I do a lot of live production
That's
stuff now as
production.
well.
Yeah.
Right. So I mean, when it comes to creativity, it has become it's become who I am. It's become a form of expression. It's the work that I do
Yeah.
that's what I do. I
You are
create.
one with the work, and the work is one with you for sure. But Carl,
Okay.
you was gonna ask something else or say something more.
No, well, I was just, trying to dig in a little bit on some of the stuff that was kind of skipped over, because you had so much to say that I was, checking it out, So you started doing photography first and then slid into videos.
Other way around actually. I did
Videos,
video
then
first.
photography. Oh,
Mhm.
okay, okay. So what are some of the projects that you worked on?
I did a documentary um, about domestic abuse,
Mhm.
Mm.
and went on to a couple of film festivals. And
Nice. Okay.
yes, yes, that was very dope. I've worked with there's a organization called the Light the Way the Foundation that
Hmm.
I work with T.O., who is like a mentor of mine, and we worked on. This will be our third document. So I worked with two documentaries with the kids and helping them um, do their projects. One of them was about what was that one about? Music. It was about
Mm.
yeah, it was about music. So the kids come up with these documentaries and help them,
Hmm.
bring it all together in a summer camp, and that has done well, and it's been to film festivals across it. They actually won a couple, so I'm really proud of them. And I get to do it again this year. I work with. I've done a lot of music videos, some for Sir Charles, some for Enoch, Seventh Prophet, some for, well, yeah, quite a few for them for those two people right there.
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
I've worked on a lot of different things. I've worked on even some television production for like game shows and things of that sort. And NBC, ABC. As far as like freelancing and things of that sort. I've done conferences behind the scenes. Working conferences like I just did the uh, Women Grow conference, which was locally in DC at the National
But
Harbor.
didn't you last year? You were, I mean, not just last year, but you got on travel to do different things too.
Yeah, I went to there's an organization called the um Black Women Lawyers,
Hmm.
and
Mm.
so they have a conference that they do every year, and I did that last year. It was in Vegas last year, so I do a lot of the visual production for live events. So I done it. It's I have literally done a TV live production, stage production, television production. I've worked at CTV as well. I've done the
I'm gonna say,
news.
yeah, yeah.
I've done news at CTV. Like I don't know what I just haven't worked on like a
It's a
Ava
lot of stuff.
DuVernay
Good.
movie yet, but I'm working on
No,
it.
that's my next question. When's the movie coming out?
I'm working on it. I'm working on it.
And is it a horror or is it what is it kind of what kind of?
No, so I am actually. I don't want to talk too much, but I do have aspirations to do a either series or film more along the lines like Issa Rae, or somebody like Michelle Beaumont, who I love. She's a comedian, and a producer. So,
Okay.
yeah,
I was,
I'm
I was
out
gonna,
here.
I was gonna ask you. I know as technology continues to evolve, and it snatches all of us up in it. Because I know me,
Hmm.
every time Apple comes out with a different net gadget or computer, I kind of feel like I've got to have it because, um, you know, because of what I do, whatever. But which is not true. I don't always have to have it, but it makes us want it. So I know that computers, I mean, cameras, the film industry is changing from
Hmm.
the resolution. Our phones have so much higher resolution than they ever have had in the past. And then we've got these standard DSLRs and
Yeah.
DSRs. And, what's your thinking on how cameras have changed over the years?
Um. See, I'm not a techie person.
Really?
Uh, I get it.
Go
I
girl.
understand it, but I'm not a techie person. You know the some people, like it's like, oh, the news such and such came out, and it's like, oh man, I I I I battled with that for a little bit in the beginning, because it's like, oh, everybody's techie. Do you know about this, and do you know about that, and the new this came out, and the new that, and you got to use this, and a lot of times it's like, well, is the story good though?
Yeah.
So my thing
Who cares
is,
Yeah.
about the story? No, just kidding.
yeah, some people, it's like, what does it look like? It's like life sometimes. You know what I'm saying? People get caught up in what it looks like, and instead of what it is.
Mhm.
And so in the creating of it, it's like, okay, as long as it's not like blurry and out of focus, and you have to make sure it's stable, and all of the things. But outside of that, if you can capture the moment in the frame, then I think you've accomplished your goal as the creative. The
Okay.
technology should just really enhance it. And sometimes, and then, and it depends on what your goal is. It depends on what your
Mhm.
end game is. Because if you're trying to get on certain platforms, of course you have to use certain technology because that's what they're looking for. But other than that, I think if you have because that's something we teach the kids too now. It's like if you have the idea, if you have the thought, and you have a phone, especially these things are powerful. If you have a phone, you can create anything you want to create.
Mhm.
Facts.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I love technology, and I do like the various cameras. I like
Mhm.
Panasonic. I like Sony, of course, but I like Panasonic cameras because they're really good for night vision. But at the same time, you can't deny that if the phone has the same capability, the phone has the same capability. So,
Mhm.
but I
Yeah.
prefer to use cameras for video and photography, and phones just when you're running and gunning on location, unless
Yeah.
it's intentional. But
Intention. Right.
that's just my thing.
Yeah, because
So
that's what actually last year we did. Me and Tio. That's we did the documentary for the kids. They
with
use
phones,
cell
right?
phones. They use
Right.
phones, and it's won at film festivals
It
because
Mhm.
looked good. I mean, I went
yeah,
to the
yeah.
what do
You
you
went to
call
the
it?
premiere.
The premiere. I
Hmm.
think the second year, and I
Okay.
thought it was great work
Mm.
personally.
Yeah.
So see, we
So
got more comments from Miss Patricia. She says she's seen your work on the book from the start, and personally, she can't wait to see the finished product. I know
that's my
that's
mama. That's my mama.
right. Yeah, but just hearing what you've said thus far gives us a good idea that you know, you've done so many things. Your book's probably going to be very intriguing.
I hope so.
Yeah,
I
In the
hope so.
documentary too.
Say
yeah.
what
How
now?
about
The
Said in the
documentary.
documentary also
Yes, a documentary.
should be intriguing. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, the documentary. The documentary is called Dreams of a Vision.
okay.
Yes.
If folks, if you're listening to us, we're talking to the smart video girl from Only Greatness Media, Miss Chris. And if the sound is gone, someone comments. See, Diana said the sound is gone. I'm not sure if that's because I bounced out and bounced back in. But if you cannot hear us, please feel free to let us know so that sound is gone. I'm not
It's
sure.
still on.
Okay, so we're
I'm
good. Okay.
monitoring. I'm monitoring.
She's still working. See that?
She's working. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
We'll
So,
let you know in the chat that it was. I'm be like,
so I'm kind of interested. We're talking about, in fact, also, folks, if you have any questions or any comments about what we're discussing about Miss Chris, about technology, about cameras, about videography, podcast, please feel free to post your comments. We'd like to get your feedback on where you stand. What your interest is, if you agree, if you disagree, because that's what it's all about. It's about the evolution and the education of who we are, whose we are, and where we are going with this information. So I wanted to ask you, Ms. Chris,
yes.
this is kind of a sidebar. I know we're talking all things photography and pictures, but who are you listening to these days? What kind of music you listening to these days?
Oh my God, music.
Yeah, that thing.
Yeah. Right.
Oh man. I listen. I'm very selective with my music because
Really?
yeah. I mean, yeah. I'm careful of what I intake.
For sure. For sure.
But I'm an R&B chick. I like me some her. I love her.
Yeah.
I love her. Um, Ella May. Sir
Who's that?
Charles. Ella May.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Element.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Sir Charles.
Okay, okay. Let me find out.
I do. I get to the end.
Definitely get points.
Yes. Um, and I like Kendrick, and I love Kendrick Lamar.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I do. I got it. I get it. So I don't know. Other people get it. I get it though. But I like.
They're not like us. Don't worry about it.
They're not like us. Okay, great. So they're not. So yeah, anything really. I just because there's another group called Chris and T. Like they have a lot of, it's like positive affirmational music. You know,
Mm,
they're, yeah, I like to listen to stuff like that because I'm very uh, um, particular about
right.
what I let into my psyche. So I, cause like
Yeah.
I don't watch the news type of thing, you know, like
Oh,
I'm that type. I'm that person.
trust and believe. I'm with you on that. I really am.
Right.
We had a certain segment that we have a new segment we've introduced starting last week, and you got to give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down. So you
Okay.
can tell it. And if you want to expand on why, that's fine. Um,
I
there's no
like.
name for this segment. It's just a segment.
I like it.
Um,
I like
we
it.
don't know what. Maybe we'll call it what you like.
What you like? Okay.
Something like that. So keep it simple, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Work.
And we're gonna use kind of like the industry that you're working in as
Mhm.
our area of focus. So you can give us a thumbs up. And it's in no particular order, these names that are going to come at you, but we want to see what you think and what you feel like.
Okay.
Ready?
Ready.
Jordan Peele. Okay, okay. Antoine Fuqua. He did a movie with Denzel. He's done several films. I can't think of all the names, but
Antoine Fuqua. I can't. I'm gonna have to circle back. Come
that's
back to
okay.
me.
That's okay. We got plenty of names for you to think on.
Okay.
Um, Melvin or Mario Van Peebles.
Oh yeah.
Okay, okay. Um, Ava DuVernay. Two thumbs. Oh, two thumbs.
Double
Okay,
thumbs
okay.
up.
That's my. That's my girl. Okay.
Tyler Perry. Oh, oh.
I mean,
How you doing?
I'm gonna give him a thumbs up. I ain't. I'm
Yeah,
gonna give him a thumbs
he's
up.
kind of diverse. Oh, here's a good one. This. I'm gonna let you know right now. It's a throwback. Gordon Parks. Okay, okay. So you up on it? That's what. Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh,
No.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Celebration.
I got it, but it's not doing it. I got it. Come
Oh, you
on.
got it too, right? Yeah.
But it's not doing it. Yeah.
That iPhone thing.
So I know you're an Apple girl. That's all. It's all
Hmm.
good. Um, what about Hudlin Brothers? The Hudlin Brothers.
I'm not familiar.
That's okay. I think you are, but you're probably just not familiar with
Okay.
because we don't hear their name as much as we used to in the '90s. What about the Hughes brothers?
Yeah. Okay. I can get. I can get with the Hughes brothers.
Okay, okay. So we're gonna switch gears now. We're gonna switch gears. We're gonna take you back to music a little bit.
Ooh.
R. Kelly on production, as far as production.
Oh, see, see, you gonna have me out here, people. Out. Don't judge your mama. Don't judge me.
That's it. Okay, okay. Quincy Jones. All right. Swiss Beats.
Okay, Swiss.
Okay, okay.
That's a hero. Okay, he's okay.
I don't know how familiar you are with David Foster.
David Foster. What did he do? I
He's a
can't
white
say.
gentleman. He's worked with like Earth, Wind, and Fire, almost every
Mm.
major crossover brand. He's
Oh,
a
well, if he's working with Earth and Fire, I'm gonna give.
yeah, he's a senior gentleman, but he's been in the industry a very long time. Okay, okay. Uh, I know RZA.
RZA. Okay.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yes.
All right, and then of course the most controversial, Yay,
Oh,
Kanye.
easy. Can I do like up to a certain point or something?
For sure, you for sure. Look, you can.
I can do what it is. It's like this and that. Honestly, I
Absolutely.
haven't heard anything recently, so I can't really speak on the other stuff. But I love Ye. I love Kanye. I love Kanye West.
Yeah,
I love
yeah.
Kanye West. I don't
I
know
think
who
he's
Ye
brilliant.
is.
I
I
think
don't know
he's
who Ye
brilliant.
is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. I feel you on that. I think he's brilliant. I just think sometimes he does things that are totally unnecessary. But
I mean, I
that
think he's living his life publicly, and he's having, he's trauma response in full effect. But
Mm.
that's his life. Though, so
look, with or without that money, I could not imagine doing some of the things he's done. But whatever. Um. So,
that boy.
you went to recently a conference, and I
Yes.
heard about it. Can you tell us a little bit about the conference that you went to?
Yes. I went to a Canva conference. It was called Canva Create. And
Mm,
it was in Los Angeles at the SoFi Stadium in the YouTube
okay.
theater, and it was phenomenal. I've never been to the YouTube theater, so that was exciting as a creative because everybody wants to be on YouTube,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, that's where they have all the YouTube awards and all that stuff. But anyways, it was a Canva. For those who do not know, it's a web-based creative platform. They do graphic design and they do all things graphics, and they really are like a competitor for Adobe. A lot of people don't really know
Hmm.
that, but they have been over the years really stepping up their game. I've been using Canva for almost a decade. I've been using it for a
Yeah,
long time.
for sure,
I've
for
been using,
sure.
yeah, I've been using Canva for a very, very long time, but it now is definitely something that's very popular. They have like over 1 billion pieces of material that have been created around the world. Period.
Hmm.
But they do a annual conference where they talk about all the different neat tools that they have, that they're releasing, and of course AI is behind a lot of it. There are a lot of creative AI tools that they introduce. There was a lot of new features that will allow you to create easily.
Hmm.
Branding is a very big part now. Everybody wants to be on brand. You want to be recognized. You know, reels are important.
Mm,
It's a great platform. It's a great platform that you can create everything for your brand in one place,
yeah,
and it's very affordable, and it is very easy to collaborate with. So
yes,
I love Canva personally. I also, it's one of those things too. You know, you talk about text, all right? You know, so people are either, because their competitor probably be Adobe, like I said, and Adobe used to be computer based. You know, they had the disk and everything. Then they moved to the cloud based because they had to, because you had to keep up with companies like Canva,
yeah.
right? And but the thing with Adobe is so expensive,
I
Hmm.
know.
and you still have to have the software locally on your computer.
Right.
You know, especially if you're doing like the Photoshop and the Lightroom and
But
the
see,
After
are
Effects.
you familiar with Adobe Express?
Yeah, 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 yeah. But it
Okay.
doesn't compare to Canva.
Hmm.
I guess it depends what you use it for, but I'm likely to agree with you because look, you just got back from the conference, so who am I to say it doesn't?
No, Adobe Express is fabulous, right?
Yeah.
So, but it's like, they're trying. It's like Adobe Express is trying to get into a game where Canva is the game.
Right, right.
You see
Okay,
what I'm
I
saying?
feel you on that.
So,
Yeah.
right. So Adobe's trying to play catch up with Canva, and
Okay.
Canva is taking Adobe's blueprint and elevated. So they're already ahead
Ah,
of them.
okay, okay.
And they just introduced, I'm sorry, I'm going to share this with it. They just introduced this partnership with this company here, and it's called Affinity.
Affinity?
Hmm.
Yes. So
Okay,
Infinity is like Photoshop.
Hmm.
okay.
Yes. And that's the one thing as a creative that Canva is lacking, is some of the controls to really get in there and to niche and change and really get,
The little finer nuances.
yeah,
Hmm.
the finer nuances.
Okay.
And this partnership with the Affinity changes the game, because now this Affinity is the program that rivals Adobe, and
So-
I mean Photoshop.
Right.
It rivals Photoshop, and so now Canva really is fully equipped
To
As a
do
to
main
everything.
compete with
competitor.
Adobe. And
Right.
Wow.
this is not a paid promotion. But I do enjoy Canva. I do enjoy Canva.
Carl, are you familiar with either of those, Adobe and Canva?
Yeah, yeah. I've run across quite a few of those and
Mhm.
check out stuff. I mean, um, I still use the old stuff that I had before, because a lot of the techniques that I have, just seems to work out better for me. But yeah, no, I've ran across a bunch of those stuff, and I've saw the affinity thing. I peeked at that also.
Okay, cool.
It's all good stuff.
Yeah.
It's all great stuff.
Well,
Yeah, and I
Coleman,
think a little. I think of Canva's a little more user friendly. You don't have to be as
very,
Right,
very.
right,
tech savvy versus
right.
Adobe. You
You
have to know
gotta,
what you're looking at,
right.
Yeah.
and that's the appeal. So yeah.
You if I haven't been doing this as long as I've been doing, I think I would be lost, or uh,
Hmm.
people in my age range or my generation, they would be lost. And I find it real. I like it because I like learning and I
Hmm.
like staying on top of stuff. So I just enjoy the hands-on, the
Yeah.
manipulating things in my own time and in my own right. So,
Hmm.
but you're right. I think that Canva is a lot more user friendly. And Adobe, you've really got to learn it. And once you learn it, don't forget what you've learned, or you'll be lost again.
Don't. You better practice. You better keep practicing. You better
Well, and
write them.
Canva,
You better write them
Canva's
commands
being
and controls
integrated.
down.
Canva seems to
Yeah.
be being integrated in just about almost everything now.
Yeah,
Yeah. Mhm.
yeah,
Anything that you're working on, it can be imported into Canva and completed the work.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. They have a lot of partnerships too with the social media. You can create right in Canva, export right to
yeah. Sure enough.
IG, right? Export right to LinkedIn.
Yeah,
So they have the templates. It's already template set. So it for efficiency, for a creative, and if you're a creative, it's like for me, it's about efficiency.
yeah.
So I will take a template and it won't look nothing like the template,
Right.
Mhm.
but it has gotten me, it helps me in my efficiency because it gives me something to start off with versus a blank
Mhm.
canvas.
Now, when you
Because
say
sometimes I
efficient,
just need to replace and remove and change. So yeah.
so when you say efficiency, is that equivalent to workflow?
Yes.
Okay, because that's my thing too. The workflow, just like with music, if the workflow is strange, I am not interested. And I know we all have to learn, but sometimes it's like, is it worth it to learn a new DAW? Is it worth it to, just implement other third party tools into what I do? And it may be worth it in the long run, but my mindset and my brain, my capacity of learning and stretching has its limits. So, I
Yeah.
prefer to work in a workflow that's more convenient. So
Yeah.
I'm going to call on the smooth one for a little more elaboration. Carl, can you help expand on what we've got coming up in the upcoming couple of weeks?
Oh, you mean that thing there? Oh, okay, yeah.
No thing, man.
Um,
Stop it, man. Cut it out.
yeah, no, we're on Saturday, May 24th. We're going to be up here in New York at the Rafael Hernandez Auditorium, where you're going to be featuring all these fantastic stars like Sir Charles, Carrie, and Overtime, and then they're going to have me, have me do a song or two, So so yeah, we're going to do that. But the thing with that also is that hopefully anybody can see it anywhere, because for the first time for myself, we're going to stream it live, so you should be able to check it out online.
That's
So
gonna
if
be
you want to
exciting.
get a ticket, or stream, just go to ctstickets.smooth1.com and go there. When you go there, use the promo code either Sir Charles Carey or ABC, and get you a free ticket or free stream. Go
Nice.
there while we have them, because tickets are limited.
All right.
That's
All
nice. Yeah, I look forward to it, man. Going back home to show with the folks, no doubt, no doubt. It's all good. So, video girl, the smart video girl at that.
Yes.
What do you have coming up? Is there a date slated for your documentary, and what else do you have coming up?
So everything is coming out.
Okay.
It's on its way. Like I said, so tomorrow I actually will be doing a almost like a reintroducing podcast, just a brief reintroduction, and I'll be introducing the podcast. Will be coming back this season. The book, like I said, they just sent me the full manuscript, so that is coming very, 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 very soon. Um, that baby, gosh, I'm excited about that baby because that baby has been a long time coming. And the documentary, I'm still filming for that. I'm actually going to be going down to Alabama.
Oh,
Uh,
okay.
yeah, I'm going to be doing some taping in Montgomery, Alabama around Juneteenth for that. And then I have a few more interviews on this end that I want to get done before I wrap. So that the documentary will probably be next year before it's actually done.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Well, that's fantastic.
But in the meantime, between time, the book is out. The book is coming.
Is that the next thing? I mean, no, the podcast is the very next thing. So
The
after the
podcast is
podcast,
tomorrow, right?
right? Yeah.
But
Okay.
the
Yeah.
book is the next thing. The book is the next thing.
Gotcha.
Yes. Do the work, keep the faith, aligning with your authentic self. That's the name of the book.
So, folks, if you've been watching or listening, or if you're going to watch this in a replay, you can put hashtag replay and post your comments or your questions. Now, if you don't want to put hashtag replay, that's fine. You just want to post your comments or your questions, it's all good. We'd love to hear what your feedback is, what your thoughts are, and we will definitely get back to you. If you have questions for the smart video girl, target her. If it's just in general, just place those comments, those questions. And once again, we want to thank you, each and every one of you. In fact, we want to thank you for your time. And don't forget to come check out this information we just shared about May 24th at the Rafael Hernandez Auditorium in New York. Or don't forget, you can also stream this information if you can't be there in person, as Carl shared the information. And look, we just are about our business and we want you to be about yours as well. So, once again, thank you for your time. And until the next time, remember, be part of the energy. We'll
Yes.
see you soon, folks.
Thank you so much. Thank you both.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Good to see you again.
Yes.